All right, fellas, Lost and Found Dating Channel, back at it again, coming at you guys with some new content this week. Now, before we get into this week's video, make sure that you subscribe, click that subscribe button. That way you guys will be the very first to know when I come out with new content, which you definitely want to do. So hopefully you guys have subscribed. At this point, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and let's have some fun. Let's get into this week's video. All right, fellas, so in this week's video, we're gonna be talking about why the self-improvement and why building yourself is going to bring you results and allow you to gain traction and gain momentum when it comes to your dating life. So you guys are out there, you guys are meeting women, you guys are going on dates, you guys are having a blast, but one thing that I want you to keep in mind as you're doing that is you want to make sure that your dating life is a portion of your life, but you don't want your dating life to be your entire life, right? Now, I talked about this in the video where I explained why you should always schedule backup dates and why you should schedule backup dates with yourself. So if you haven't watched that video already, I suggest you do that. You can click the link up here. But in that video, I talk about how even outside of your dating life, yes, dating is something that's of importance to you, but you should always have goals and things in life that you're pursuing outside of dating, outside of meeting women, outside of going on dates. While you're dating, you also have to make sure that you're focusing on yourself and that you're always striving for ways in which you can improve yourself, in which you can improve the quality of your life. So you have to multitask and make sure you're balancing your dating life with your other engagements and other activities and other things that are going on in your life. Now, depending on your age and where you are in life, your goals and the things that you're going to be pursuing are going to vary. So I'm imagining if you're between the ages of 18 and 22, you're probably in school, or if not, that's cool too. But when I was around that age, I was in school. So as a student, you're going to be focusing on excelling academically, on doing well in your studies. Maybe you're a student athlete and you're also, perfecting your craft. You're making sure that you're training, you're watching film, you're getting in the gym, you're putting in that time on the court or on the field. That should be the most important thing to you at that point. That's, the thing that you should focus on and where you should concentrate the bulk of your time and your energy. Maybe you're out of school and you're an aspiring entrepreneur and you're looking at ways to start your own business, or you're looking at ways to grow and expand your business, right? That should be something that you're focusing on. You're focusing on building wealth, you're focusing on achieving financial freedom, financial success, and whatever that means to you. I know the idea of financial success varies and people define it differently, but you want to strive towards that in however you define that concept. Or maybe you're working a job or you're working multiple jobs, right? That should be what you're focusing on. That's what's going to help you pay the bills, provide for yourself, take care and help support your loved ones. That should be your priority. Dating, as far as I'm concerned, should come after that, but you always want to prioritize the things that are most important in your life, depending on what stage of your life you're currently in. Even outside of your career, your job, even outside of finances, there's always going to be a variety of ways in which you should be moving your life forward, right? So maybe you're a big reader, maybe you're not into reading, maybe you prefer audiobooks, maybe you're into podcasts or YouTube videos, right? There's ways where you can look at different content and be able to absorb information. And even outside of that, outside of absorbing that information, there's other ways in which you want to continue to build and move forward in your life. There's living a healthy lifestyle, making sure that you're exercising, maintaining a healthy diet, things like meditation. Those are all things that are going to help you move your life forward. that aren't necessarily relevant to dating, but you still want to focus on those things and make sure that you prioritize those things as well. So the idea is that you should always be striving to better yourself and better your life and grow in those different areas, right? We talked about financially, you should be growing in that area. You should be growing intellectually, reading audiobooks, podcasts. You should be growing emotionally, right? Focusing on your emotional health, focusing on being emotionally mature, and your physical health, right? Going to the gym, exercise, whatever form of exercise you prefer. Doesn't necessarily have to be working out in the gym, but you want to be doing something that helps you maintain a healthy physique, that helps you live a healthy lifestyle. And one of the things that a lot of guys are starting to realize, and you'll hear this echoed among other people who are online talking about dating, or among dating channels or dating coaches, is when you're focusing on the self-improvement and when you're striving to better yourself in those different areas, one of the consequences of that is you start to gain traction in your dating life. Even if you're focusing on your physique or your wealth, your finances, your physical health, your intellectual, emotional health, even though those things aren't directly related to dating per se, as you focus on those things and as you make those things a priority in your life, you're gonna see that you're gonna start to gain traction in your dating life, right? You're gonna start to increase the success that you have as far as dating women, as far as meeting women, as far as maximizing the options that you have with different women, because you focused on those things that aren't directly related to dating, right? So self-improvement plays a role there, because by focusing on yourself and by growing and focusing on you, you're also, one of the bonuses of that is that you're going to achieve success in your dating life. All right, guys, so now let's talk about the self-improvement, and let's talk about growing and striving in those various different areas and why I think that's going to be important. And really there's three focal reasons why I think self-improvement is important. Some of them related to dating, some of them not relating to dating. So let's get into those three reasons. So number one, let's just take dating out of the situation. Let's take building attraction and maintaining attraction with women totally out of the equation. If you look at yourself in your own life, what scenario or what situation would you rather be in? Would you rather be thriving financially, or would you rather be struggling financially? Would you rather be thriving when it comes to your physique and your physical health, or would you rather be struggling in that area? Right? I think the obvious answer is that you want to be thriving in those areas. Now, I'm not going to get into the debate of whether or not money can buy happiness, but just looking at things from a practical, logistical standpoint, would you rather be a guy who has the finances to be able to support himself, to be able to support or assist his loved ones, to be able to travel, to be able to live freely and live life on your own terms? Or would you rather be struggling financially? Now, aside from finances, let's look at physical health. Would you rather be someone who is in great shape, is able to perform daily tasks with relative ease, who doesn't get sick often, who has a strong immune system? Or would you rather be someone who's struggling when it comes to their health? Right? I think it's pretty obvious that we would rather be that first person, regardless of whether you believe in going to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, or whether you never set foot in a gym, right? We're just talking about physical health and ways to optimize it. I think we all can agree that that's something that you should prioritize. And as you continue to prioritize that, you're gonna create a better life for yourself. And again, guys, the extent to which each person or each guy individually values, their physical health or their financial wealth and their success and things like that, that's gonna differ from one guy to the next. But again, the idea is that most people, or I would imagine a lot of people, would rather be thriving in those areas than struggling in those areas. I don't know about you guys, but for me, in 2019, I'm trying to secure the bag. In fact, I'm trying to secure all the bags. I'm trying to secure multiple bags, one bag on each finger. That's just speaking for myself, my opinion. I hope that you guys are too. All right, so we covered number one, which is why you should focus on growing and thriving in those different areas for yourself. Now we're going to talk about how, when you do that, it's going to help you achieve success and momentum in your dating life. Now, if you're a guy and you're out there, you're meeting women, you're going on dates, who do you think, or I should say, which version of yourself do you think is going to be able to maximize his success with meeting women, with attracting women? Do you think the version of yourself that puts a priority on his physical health, on his emotional health and maturity, a priority on his wealth and his income, or the guy that doesn't really put a priority on those different things? So if you're growing and you're excelling and you're thriving in those different areas, again, it's going to help you meet more women. It's going to help you build attraction with those women that you do meet. It's going to help you get better conversations from them, and they're going to look at you, and the way in which they're attracted to you is going to be very different when you focus on those different aspects of your life. And again, for the purposes of illustrating my point, yes, I'm making a lot of generalizations here. There are billions of women on this planet. You know, just like men are going to have different things that they look for, different things that they're attracted to individually, women themselves are going to vary individually as far as how much value they put into a guy's physique or into a guy's financial success or his wealth or what he's been able to achieve with his career, right? Each individual woman is going to differ on that spectrum, but the idea is that, you know, you want to achieve the version of yourself that's going to maximize your potential and your success with any type of woman that you meet. Like I said, you definitely, when you focus on the self-improvement, when it comes to your finances, your physical health, your emotional health, your intellectual capacity, those things are going to transfer over to your dating life. And I'm not here to debate you on whether or not you need money to attract women, or whether you can be struggling financially, or whether you can be unattractive, or whether you can be overweight and still attract women. We all know that you can. That's not the point of this video. The idea is that what's going to put you in the best, most optimal position to attract the women that you're looking to date, right? What's the most attractive, the most appealing version of yourself, right? And we all know that it's the guy who's putting a priority and putting time and effort into his physique, his physical health, his emotional health, all those different things. He's focusing on those things. That's going to be the most attractive, most appealing version of you, not the guy that doesn't really put a priority on those things, or doesn't really take time to invest in those different aspects of himself. Because let's be honest, guys, you can know all the tips and tricks as far as dating. You can know every pickup line from A through Z, but if there's nothing on the interior and all you have is just, you know, tips and tricks and different knowledge of psychology and how humans react, that's all and dandy. But if you don't have any substance to you, or you don't have something about you that attracts you to women other than just knowing human nature, you're not going to have, you know, the best chances to attract that woman that you're looking to attract. That's the point of this video, and that's what I'm trying to drive across. So we talked about how growing and thriving in those different areas is going to help you move your life forward, just as far as yourself in your own situation. We talked about how it's going to help you gain traction and momentum in your dating life. But there's a third thing that I think is super important to talk about as far as why you should focus on improving your life and focusing on those different areas of your life as a whole. And that is your confidence and your self-esteem. For those guys out there, maybe it's you watching this video, maybe it's someone you know who you're struggling with your confidence and your self-esteem, or maybe even if you're a guy who sees himself as confident, you feel like you have a healthy level of self-esteem, you can always, you know, bring that confidence and that self-esteem in a healthy way to the next level. And it's funny how these kinds of things work, guys, where it's almost like it's a cycle, right? When you start to take time to invest in your physique, in your wealth, in your emotional health, in your intellectual capacity, the more and more the time that you invest into that, the more that you're gonna start to see results, right? If you're consistent and you're dedicated, you're gonna start to see results. And it's kind of this snowball where as you start to get results, that's gonna build your self-esteem. You're gonna be more and more confident because you have things in your life to be confident about. And it's a cycle there where now you're more confident, now you're developing a higher self-esteem. That's gonna encourage you to take more and more action, right? As my team and I, as we build this channel and as we see it start to grow, that's gonna motivate us to take even more action, to work even harder, to grind even harder, to build it even more. Same thing when it comes to your wealth or your physique. You know, it's funny, as a personal trainer, when I see someone start to kind of look at themselves in the mirror and they're starting to build that confidence, that's when they start to be even more motivated as far as training in the gym, as far as pushing themselves even more. You know, when you see that person and they're starting to look at themselves, you know, sideways in the mirror, like, man, I'm starting to get some biceps. That's when they're even more encouraged to take action, right? But you have to take action first in order to get those benefits to your confidence and your self-esteem. Same thing as far as your finances. When you start to see you're gaining momentum and you're generating more and more income and you're getting out of debt, then you're like, man, this is awesome. Let me continue on the path that I'm doing and see how far this takes me. You know, sky is the limit. And of course, guys, you know, we didn't even cover dating, but your self-esteem and your confidence is gonna play a role as far as your dating, right? When you start to work on yourself and you have a better life situation and you have more and more momentum as far as your dating, you're gonna start to talk to women and you're gonna get that positive feedback, which is gonna boost your self-esteem. You're gonna start to approach women and they're gonna look at you, they're gonna interact with you, they're gonna show a higher level of interest than maybe the women than you're used to getting from women. They're gonna, you know, laugh at your jokes, they're gonna entertain you, they're gonna converse with you, they're gonna start to pursue you, they're gonna try to approach you. And then you're gonna start to build that confidence. You're like, man, this thing is working. Going to the gym is working. You know, having multiple streams of income, reading, meditating, working out, all those things. This is starting to work and help me in my dating life, but outside of my dating life as well, which is awesome. But at the end of the day, guys, it all starts with you. It all starts with you making that decision to try to improve, you know, your life in all those different areas. You have to be the one to decide and choose that you want that for yourself. No one can make that decision or choose that for you. So that is it for this week, guys. Double salute, wipe the chest. I'm wrapping it up. That's all for this video. I hope you guys got some good nuggets from this video. I hope you guys learned a lot and were able to take something from it. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you click that thumbs up, make sure you like it. Feel free to comment down below. And of course, last but not least, you guys always hear me say it, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be the first, look at me, the very first to know as soon as we put out that new hotness. You know, you wanna, let's be honest, who doesn't wanna be first? Do you wanna be second? You wanna figure out like a week after I put out the video, or you wanna know right away when I put out the video? You wanna know right away. Exactly, it's common sense. So thanks for checking out the video, guys, and see you next time. Peace.